This is my full review of the brand new Callaway Epic Flash Driver. Callaway spent a lot of money on a supercomputer, and apparently with its artificial intelligence, it's making the club face faster than they have ever been able to make it before. Let's see if that's actually the case. Hi guys, I'm Shiels, PJ Golf Professional. If you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, share this video around to your golf friends, and also like the video. We're going to be covering the Callaway Epic Flash and the Callaway Epic Flash Sub-Zero, testing it on launch monitor and out on the golf course to see if a supercomputer, artificial intelligence, can make the ball come faster off this club face. The big story with the new Callaway driver is it's going to produce more ball speed, or that's what they say. And they've done that via this new flash face. Callaway have spent a lot of money on a supercomputer. Using artificial intelligence, this supercomputer has run 15,000 virtual prototypes to come to this new design, which is the flash face design. And it's baffled engineers because it looks nothing like driver faces I've ever seen before internally. It is a series of thinning and thicknesses of the club face that almost circulate around the center spot and out towards the perimeter, which is claiming is going to be giving you faster ball speeds across the face. And it looks so unusual because it doesn't look tidy, it doesn't look neat. It looks like it's almost a prototype that's gone wrong. But this apparently supercomputer has tested it and tested it and tested it until it says this is the best version that we can make inside the legal limits governed by the governing bodies. And that's what they've put in the new Callaway Epic Flash. And I guess that's where the word flash comes from. So that's the face behind the new Callaway Epic Flash and the Callaway Epic Flash Sub-Zero. Both drivers still feature jailbreak, which is a big story over the last couple of years for Callaway, a way of connecting the top and the bottom of the driver to give more stability. Epic Flash has now introduced again the sliding weight across the back of the perimeter. It's got a new weave on top, a new carbon weave apparently, but they've removed any airflow, aerodynamic features on the top of the crown, which was a big story over the last couple of years. Both drivers do feature the adjustable neck system, and the Epic Flash Sub-Zero has a weight closer to the face to bring that spin down, and the weight at the back isn't as heavy as the weight that's in the Epic Flash. The one thing I find weird is the naming. They've come back out with the name Epic, which really feels 2 years old now. They had Epic, Rogue, and then they've gone back to Epic Flash. I think these could have just been called Callaway Flash and Callaway Flash Sub-Zero. The price of the Callaway Flash and the Flash Sub-Zero at the time of release, £500 and $529, which is definitely on the high side of the spectrum. It's kind of where drivers are going at the moment. They're all in around that 500 mark. So now it comes to the time of testing to see if the new flash face actually gives me any more ball speed, whether the supercomputer has designed something that's going to make me hit the ball a lot further. So GCQuad Pro V1s, and I tested the Sub-Zero version first because that's the one that suits me the most. Weight a little bit more forward. And these are the numbers I got. So I've got my optimum performance chart up on screen, and then I've got the Epic Flash Sub-Zero numbers coming into the screen now. And as you can see, we saw massive gains in distance. 293 yards of carry distance, 316 total distance, which is huge. High launch, super low spin, giving me long hit. Some of the longest I've ever hit in test, which was the Flash Sub-Zero. With the Epic Flash, I was getting 284 carry, 304 total, slightly higher spin, not as high launch. It's kind of what I normally see with the more standard version, not the low spin, but that's just me testing them. Then we go back to ball speed. Did we find any more ball speed with the Callaway Epic and the Epic Flash Sub-Zero? Well, the answer to that is yes. With the Sub-Zero, I was getting 161.5 miles per hour and the Flash 160 miles per hour. And those numbers are definitely on the top end of my spectrum. However, they're not the fastest I've ever got from drivers I've ever tested. Callaways tend to give me very fast ball speeds, and at the time of testing, I also put the Rogues into test to see how much of a difference it made from last year's models. And it was marginal gains, but it was gains. The Sub-Zero from last year versus the new Sub-Zero, I was getting 1.5 miles per hour faster ball speed. And that was giving me slightly more distance, bearing in mind only 2 to 3 yards of extra distance. But I find that the Callaway drivers do produce fast ball speeds, whether that's the jailbreak, whether that's the new flash face, whether it's a combination of everything, I do hit these a long way. Getting them out on the golf course and testing them, that's where we went next. So after spending some time with both drivers out on the golf course, I saw similar results from the launch monitor. I was hitting these drivers a long way. They were absolutely being smoked. What I also found with both drivers, off-centered hits performed really well. I didn't feel like I got punished that badly when I didn't hit the middle of the face, which is a huge positive for someone who doesn't hit the middle of the face all the time. I really like the shaping of the Callaway Flash Sub-Zero. It's a slightly smaller head shape, noticeably smaller than the Flash, and it just is very pleasing to the eye when it's sat behind the golf ball. And the things that I disliked with the Epic Flash and the Epic Flash Sub-Zero was the sound of these two drivers. Oh, it was so high-pitched, it was tinny, and I appreciate that's personal preference, but I really loved the sound of the original Epic. I thought that was the best sound, kind of crunchy, carbon dead noise you can get from a driver, where both the Flash and the Sub-Zero did not offer that. It was much more high-pitched. Another thing, personally, I'm not a big fan of is the cosmetics. Don't particularly like the bright green or the yellow, and even bringing the word Epic back in, just feels like it's dated too quickly. And I realise, again, that's something that I'm not fond of and other people will do. But when you are looking to purchase a driver, it's important to factor in all these components, because when you're spending this type of price tag on a driver, £500 plus $500, you need to love it to bits. And if anything kind of slightly puts you off, it might really put you off the quality of driving or even the performance, because it could affect it in that way. Distance-wise, it's right up there. These things are flying machines, and for me, certainly the Sub-Zero was high on the end of the spectrum. If it sounded better and had a slightly different paint job, which is actually something that might be worth noticing, I think they are bringing out a sort of customization option, which I think a lot of people might do. Maybe that's why they made it this horrible green color. It's worth giving it a go, because I found good distance and good gains. Guys, thanks for watching. That was my full review of the Callaway Epic Flash and the Flash Sub-Zero. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.